Good morning all, hope you're doing well. We've got US retail sales out today, so that's like the risk event today. We've got quite a bit of green on our risk calc. However, the herd are going slightly long on the Dow Jones and the S&P. So I need to tell you about that. And if they go long, it's likely they're going to fall. Alright, so then that's going to impact your FX. Because whatever the indices do, the FX will track the risk appetite. Okay, so it's also worth noting actually, this is really low. So the herd are currently getting paid, and that would be unusual. They've gone long on their cross yen, but yet price is going up. Aussie is fine because they've sold it, but they've gone long CAD yen, but yet they're getting paid quite nicely. So there's a very low failure rate. So I think today could be a little bit of a tricky one, and we might be slightly risk off potentially on the indices. We'll see a little bit of a flush, then perhaps these will make more sense. But like I say, there's a spillover into FX from the indices, and the indices have a spillover from government bonds. Alright, so the FX is we're getting derivatives and spillovers from fluctuations higher up, because it's bonds, and then you've got your indices and you've got your currencies, and the currencies are going to be very highly impacted upon what's going on above it. So this is why trading FX can be quite tricky. So I think this is possibly going to work itself out, pending that we're going to might see a little flush on the indices, and you'll see why. I'll show you on the FX sim trading station. Come back to the risk calc. So you know, the 68 out of 100 is pretty good. We were about 32 yesterday, so we really pumped on our technicals, and the VIX got really crushed. The dollar fell as suspected it might. I put some analysis out in Discord. We had a little bit of supply on H4, so we fell. However, the US 10-year yield rose, so that's a little bit out of bonk, but you can see the indices pumped quite a bit, so it might be a little bit of slightly risk off day to day. We pumped so hard yesterday, we might just like have a retracement perhaps, and it might lead into why the market's a little bit confused currently, because what should happen is that these guys get punished quite heavily normally. Okay, so that's that. The QDB scores, UJ at the top, and we've got Kiwi CAD at the bottom. Our robot has quite a few New Zealand dollar trades running, and because of that we're undergoing a bit of drawdown on because of the Kiwi, and it, you know, it is what it is. We'll have to see whether or not we're going to get stopped out or we're going to get into profit, but we're quite extreme on New Zealand dollar. We're actually quite extreme on a lot of things. All these are very extreme sentiment, and we've got extreme sentiment up here as well. Swiss yen is very extreme, and the euro Kiwi as well. So let's show you the indices. Bring that across, and now I was saying gold's going to be very, very difficult to predict because we're sideways. So you could look for a break, or you could look for a break. You know, look for a break, then retest for a bounce. Look for a break, retest, and a bounce. Also our Euro Aussie trade was successful. We got to TP overnight, so that was really good. I don't know if anyone spotted that in Discord, but we had a Euro Aussie short, and that went to target, so that was really cool. Yeah, basically you could look for breaks and then a retest for a bounce. Okay, but it's very hard to say what's going to happen because we're sideways. Now this is what I said at the very beginning of the video, is that they're going long. Because they're going long, we should be falling. So you can see how it's a mirror image, and we're now going to get like a bit of a little bit of an omen, a bit of a warning sign, so much as that we're going to have a risky sell situation. No, it's risky sell because we're actually a buy at the big picture. We're below 50%, okay? But if they're going long, it's running counter to that bias, okay? So perhaps they're going to sell it, which would make sense. If we do fall here and break that, then they might continue to sell, and then we're like, oh, we're bearish, we'll sell, and then they'll go en masse, and then of course by selling it will create a demand, and up we come. So be careful S&P. Likewise US 30, See how they're going long. We see how price mirrors it. They're going long, so price is falling, and potentially have a risky sell. It's risky, like I said before, because we're below 50%. So we are looking for buys, pending that we're below 50, but we don't want them to be going long. And DAX. And then quickly look at the robot. The robot's undergoing some drawdown, but it is what it is. It's just kind of frustrating. So there's the buy for DAX, but we've not got the crossover. We're just sideways currently on the sentiment. And lastly, the demo, IC Markets demo. So we got we got some New Zealand dollar trades running, which might go to stop loss. So it'll be a bit painful. And it was very much a roller coaster, to be honest with you, because these are like a residue from last week when we had the Israel-Palestine issue, which is still ongoing, but that was developing as these signals were being created. If there is like a resolution or a containment or a delay on the invasion or peace talks, then it's going to really impact everything. So really just to go back, because remember, you've got your bonds, and you've got your indices, and then you've got your FX. So whatever happens above is kind of a direct impact on your trades. So you do need to know where we're going to go with risk appetite, and this is why the risk calculation is really important as well. So they did sell over the 24 hours, but they're currently going slightly long, as you can see. So remember to trade safely. I'll be back in the evening for the robot update. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good day for the robot. We'll have to wait and see. And perhaps what we might have to do with the robot, we might have to wait for these guys to get blown up, which could be like painful for the robot, because these guys that might have wider stops than us, because our stops are 100 pips, but these guys have probably got terrible risk management, and they're probably got like a 500 pip stop loss. If so, the robot's going to get stopped out. So these guys need to get better risk management, and then we'll be okay. And that's it. So I'll be back about 7 o'clock tonight for the robot profit and loss, but I don't know if it's going to be a particularly good day for the robot. We'll have to wait and see, and remember to trade safely. I'll speak to you guys soon.